The social lie, a mechanism of control and self-deception. Social lie is a deeply ingrained concept in our daily lives. It is a set of norms, expectations, and behaviors that, despite not aligning with reality or true feelings, persist in society to maintain order, avoid conflict, or achieve social approval. These lies, often fueled by the fear of what others might say, push us to suppress our authenticity and live according to external expectations, limiting our emotional freedom and capacity to lead a fulfilling and meaningful life. One clear example of a social lie is the denial or minimization of emotions. The fear of expressing emotions openly, driven by the fear of what others will think, can lead to a disconnection from our own feelings. For instance, the case of an executive who reacts coldly to his wife's infidelity shows how social lies compel us to repress emotions deemed inappropriate or weak. Constructing an idealized image of ourselves is another social lie. The map of self-esteem delves into how vanity and the fear of failure push us to seek external approval and build an idealized version of ourselves. This image, often constructed by flaunting our achievements and hiding our failures, does not reflect reality and traps us in a cycle of insecurity and emotional dependence. Another example is a relentless pursuit of social approval. The fear of being mere puppets of fate leads us to suppress our emotions and seek social approval as a way to validate our existence. This quest for external validation turns us into social liars, acting according to what we think others expect from us rather than following our own desires and values. Moreover, avoiding conflict through submission is another form of social lying. Fear of what others will say leads us to adopt aggressive or passive thought patterns. Submissive individuals, dominated by anxiety and the need for control, avoid conflict at all costs and repress their own needs and emotions to please others. This submission, although presented as a way to maintain peace, is a social lie that prevents us from being authentic and defending our rights. The consequences of social lies are far-reaching. First, it results in loss of authenticity. Social lies distance us from our inner truths and turn us into insensitive and inauthentic beings. By repressing our emotions and acting based on external expectations, we lose our connection with ourselves and become characters playing a role in the social stage. Second, social lying leads to emotional dependence. The incessant quest for social approval makes us dependent on the opinions of others. Our self-esteem becomes fragile and subject to fluctuations in external acceptance or rejection. This emotional dependence hinders our freedom and prevents us from making decisions aligned with our true desires. Third, social lies can cause interpersonal conflicts. Whether through the accumulation of resentment in submissive individuals or through the manipulation and abuse of power by aggressive individuals, the lack of honesty and assertiveness in relationships creates fertile ground for distrust, frustration, and conflict. Fourth, social lies limit the personal potential. Living according to external expectations restricts one's personal potential. The fear of what others might say prevents us from taking risks, exploring new possibilities, and fully developing our talents. Social lies trap us in a comfort zone, stifling creativity and growth potential. To liberate oneself from societal falsehoods, several approaches are necessary. Initially, understanding and accepting oneself are crucial. Delving into our feelings, acknowledging our strengths and weaknesses, and embracing our flaws are essential steps. We are entitled to question and change our minds, as being mentally inflexible hinders personal development. Second, honesty and assertiveness are key. We need to face the truth in our relationships, stop blaming others, and take responsibility for our actions. Communicating with others clearly and respectfully, using assertive techniques, will help protect our rights. Additionally, questioning social norms is essential. It is fundamental to challenge the social norms that limit us and recognize that others' opinions do not define our worth. Freedom involves making decisions that align with one's values, even if it means facing social disapproval. Another effective strategy is to focus on what matters. By centering on our values, goals, and relationships that genuinely nurture us, others' opinions lose power over us. Freedom comes from the ability to live according to our internal compass without being swayed by external pressures. In conclusion, social lies, although presented as a means to maintain order and harmony, are mechanisms of control and self-deception that distance us from our authenticity and limit our personal potential. The sources invite us to challenge social norms, develop self-confidence, accept our imperfections, and live with greater honesty and assertiveness to break free from social lies and build a more fulfilling and meaningful life. Feeling lost isn't the end, it's your chance to rise. The light ahead leads to your unstoppable self. Keep going. If you found this video useful, please share it, subscribe, and leave your thoughts on topics in the comments. See you next time.